Grab your popcorn as we recap this movie on the Korean version of Jeffrey Dahmer. During a presentation, Yeon-sung talks about the sounds two silos make. It sounds empty and hollow. Yeon loves this sound. He even goes up there himself to listen to his own echoing maniacal laugh. However, during the presentation, two people laugh at his work. One of those who laughed is Na-eun, and the other is Professor Min. Yeon doesn't shy away though, and continues on about how amazing it is to hear your own breath in the silos. Later, Na-eun uses a dating app called Somebody and matches serendipitously with Yeon. The two decide to meet up for dinner and drinks. Once Na-eun is fully drunk, she tells Yeon what Min said during his silo presentation. Apparently Min called Yeon an amateur, and this pisses Yeon off immensely. Na-eun is fully drugged by now, since Yeon spiked her drink. Yeon then takes this opportunity to use Na-eun's cell phone to sexting Min and lure him over to the silos. Min tries calling Na-eun, but there is no answer, so he goes up the silo. At the top, he calls for Na-eun, but she isn't there. He says Na-eun will need some spanking. He calls her phone again, but to his surprise, it is just sitting at the other end of the silo bridge, with Na-eun nowhere in sight. Suddenly, Yeon is behind him ready to smash Min's face on the silo. He drags Min's head upwards while pressing it hard against the wall. After this, Yeon drags Min's body down the stairs of the silo. Meanwhile, Yeon begins swiping left and right on the Somebody dating app. She matches with a profile picture of just a wheelchair. The next day, the Wheel Me profile sends her a message, and the two start talking about how the mysterious man is wheelchair bound. Oddly enough, Yeon uses a wheelchair as well. Yeon is a police officer by day, but mostly does office work. Yeon is smitten by this mysterious wheelchair man. As the two start talking about their shared disability, they make plans to meet eventually at a swimming pool. The next day, Yeon gets into her car made specifically for a person wheelchair bound. She drives to the location the mysterious man agreed to meet. She's driving in a very secluded area. Ladies, please don't do this. Once she has arrived, Yeon calls her to give her directions. He sends her a picture of the swimming pool, but there's no water in it. Eventually, Yeon finds Yeon sitting on his wheelchair in an empty pool. The two flirt a bit before Yeon reveals that he's actually not disabled. This makes Yeon panic, but Yeon calms her down. She stupidly allows Yeon to get closer to her. She should have ran when she saw those Dahmer glasses. Yeon comments about how Yeon was really scared. Then he asks permission to carry her. She allows this. The two pretend to swim in the empty pool, then eventually she kisses him on the cheek. They end up in the dirty shower rooms. Yeon asks to be eaten out, but she realizes she doesn't feel anything down there. They do it. Later, Yeon comments about Yeon's big scar on his back. Then she asks him to get her a wet wipe. However, he disappears, and Yeon is left alone in the dark. She is unable to find her phone. Once she drags herself to the pool, she realizes her wheelchair is destroyed. She is able to get into her car, but without her wheelchair, she finds it difficult to navigate. Luckily, she doesn't crash the car too hard, but now she has to resort to dragging herself home. Her friend, Mok-won, helps Yeon get into the house. Detectives talk to Yeon about Na-eun's disappearance. He lies to the detectives and told them that Na-eun went to go see Min after their sushi date. Yeon said he found an earlobe in the silo, and he wonders what the ear can hear down there. Then, detectives go over to Min's house. Min survived Yeon's attack. However, they are there to ask questions about the disappearance of Na-eun. Min tells the detectives how he went to the silos and was attacked. Next thing he knew, he was at the hospital. His left ear was ripped out, and his back has a ton of scars from being dragged down the stairs. Min tells the detectives they should look for the thug that attacked him. The detectives don't quite believe Min, but they also think Na-eun is still alive. However, she's dead. Her shoes fall from the ceiling, and her sword or legs hang from above. Eventually, Yeon sends Yeon another message asking why he threw away her wheelchair. This makes Yeon extremely happy. He replies to her by lying and saying he tried looking for Yeon the entire time. He was so worried, and now he's glad she's okay. Yeon doesn't believe any of this, but she plays along. They decide to meet at a building later. By now, Yeon has a new wheelchair. Yeon goes to the agreed meetup spot, while Yeon watches from afar. While she waits there, She's told by construction workers that the buildings are going to be demolished right now, so she should leave. Eventually, the cell towers are taken down, and the demolition begins. Na-yoon's foot is discovered, so police end up going to the silo to investigate. They find a body and human ears. Meanwhile, Young is trying to find a way out. Yeon manages to lock her in a blocked-off area where they are doing the demolition. Young tries to scream for help to no avail. She soon gets stuck in a narrow road and is unable to move her wheelchair, so she drags herself out. She finds someone and asks for their help, but they just walk away. She finds her old wheelchair that Yeon had, then a note from Yeon indicating that it was a setup the whole time. Well, no duh. She finds fingers in a body bag and gets spooked. Then suddenly Yeon emerges from the darkness. Young wonders why Yeon abandoned her. Yeon said it's because Young is a bitch and demanded a wet wipe. Yeon said he never abandoned Young because someone has to love you to be abandoned. Young laughs and wonders if Yeon's mom abandoned him. Yeon covers the body a bit more. Then he drags the wheelchair away. He says he no longer wants to meet up with Young anymore and leaves her. Demolition is still going on. Luckily, her friends Mokwon and Kim Sum are there to save her. Kim Sum is actually the one who created the app called Somebody. She's actually also dating Yeon right now. So let's go back and visit their story. Kim Sum is a lonely girl who has Asperger's syndrome. She's a genius programmer who invents a chatting program that allows people who can chat with artificial intelligence. The AI helps those who are quietest in group chats and speaks for them. The chatbot is called Someone because everyone needs someone to talk to. Years pass, and Kim Sum has created the dating app called Somebody. A couple is getting married, and they met through Kim's app. She is officiating the wedding. The Somebody app connects people worldwide to meet their soulmate. Later, Kim goes to her office and looks extremely lonely as she looks at other people getting married. Kim lives a very pristine life, but a very desolate one, without much social interaction. She still uses the Someone app she made ages ago just to talk to someone. Kim tells the robot that she doesn't even know what love is, but she knows she loves the robot. Kim remembers her friendship with Young from before. They don't hang out anymore. On the next day, the entire company watches the news about the recent killings that has been happening. A lot of it has been happening due to the Somebody app. A woman says the companies should be held responsible for these deaths, or at least provide information for when the police ask for it. Police were asking for information on chat history for 2 users. The company won't disclose the information, and Kim Sum actually wants some of the information, but needs approval from Samantha, her higher-up. Later at night, Kim hears a cat get run over. She goes to it and sees the cat suffering. Kim decides to call 911, but no one seems to care about a stray cat dying. It can hardly breathe. Meanwhile, Kim matched with a mysterious man on her dating app. The two chat while Kim looks over the dying cat waiting for help. The mysterious man wonders what Kim is going to do with the cat. Kim decides to put the cat out of its misery by stabbing its neck and letting it bleed out. Kim tells the mysterious man, and he tells her not to feel bad for killing the cat. The cat is no longer in pain. Kim suspects the mysterious man is the killer, so she of course sends him her location. Kim goes outside and finds animal control picking up the cat. Had she waiting just a bit longer, maybe the cat would have survived. Suddenly, Yeon steps out of his vehicle to meet Kim. She warns him that the police are looking for him, but she's really curious about Yeon. Yeon reassures her that the camera at the corner captured his license plate. Kim stupidly gets into the vehicle anyway. She tells Yeon that she was able to track him because the types of chat messages he sent were categorized as non-human. Yeon playfully pretends to be a robot. At their destination, Kim tells Yeon that she doesn't want to get taken advantage of sexually, and that she's shaking uncontrollably because she's scared. Yeon says he's hungry and isn't interested in sex right now. Kim asks to be taken to Yeon's office instead. In his office, Kim inspects everything while Yeon just watches her. She admits to being socially different because of her Asperger's syndrome. Eventually, the two play the piano together, and they get really close. Kim then admits that she was born into the world as a malfunctioning cogwheel. That is why she doesn't mesh well with the rest of the world. She's really good at mimicking other people's behaviors though. Yeon listens intently. Later, Yeon gets a call from a random girl named Rose that he's been chatting with. They decide to meet up. He ends up drowning her in the bathtub and takes a picture of the bath tiles to make a new profile picture on the dating app. Much later, Kim goes about her night routine, except tonight. She grabs her special vibrator and starts replaying her chat conversation with Yeon. She gets really turned on when they start talking about how she killed the cat. Let me know if you'd like me to cover more of this show.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.